means that you are out of this competition.
Yeah, this is going to mean a lot to both of these teams. You need to win this series or you're out of the tournament. And I think one thing we didn't really, we kind of, I feel like it was mentioned here and there, but I think one thing that I really want to highlight on this map list, very, very close range maps. These are some really, really close range maps. We don't see anything like Albacore or even, you could to extent argue maybe Moray, Schellendorf, where you see a lot of these, like, very long range weapons. These are very, very close quarters maps. And maybe on Black Belly, you still like to bring a long range weapon just because if you control top mid, it can do so much. But definitely some close quarters maps as we go into Black Belly Skate Park. Let's crown the Tri-Sloshers. I was surprised we only saw one last time, and we do see one Tri-Slosher on the side of Arashi, and only one Tri-Slosher in this game. Very surprising, as we do go into the chat mode.
Interesting enough, it is a double bucket contest. We've got the Slosher Machine as well for Tetsu, and we've also got the Kenza Rapid coming out as well, which I think is the first time we've seen that on stream today, so always nice to see a blaster coming out, let alone the Kenza Rapid.
Yeah, a special of the Chara, Torpedo Thrower Extraordinaire himself will be playing on the Kenza Rapid. So it's currently just staying on the mid, trying to hold his space, not get rushed by this member here, but they will be backing off, realizing, respecting the Kenza Rapid, can't push it, but, they don't push the Kenza Rapid, they push the rest of the team, and Chara, unfortunately, being in a situation where he isn't able to help out his teammates. They will be taken out, and that will be Fiveness taking first control of this game, trying to push up onto their side of the map, getting some control, and they go really, really far. Purple going into the enemy team's base right now, but one member being taken out will allow Supernova to hopefully find some base right now.
Yeah, they've got the Julies as well, so suddenly the advantage is quickly turning. They've got 3 specials up on their side as well, Supernova, and one of them has activated. I think that was the Kenza. That Bowler is going to be rolling around somewhere. Splatterscope and the Splatter Shot also both going down, and suddenly, just like that, it's turned right back into Supernova's favor. They're going to lose the zone just a little bit as Tetsu gets the ink going down. They've got Splashdown, and we've seen a lot of Splashdowns trying to commit to their specials, but getting picked off right at the peak, which just seems to be like a common theme at the moment.
It definitely is, and Supernova taking control of the zones after getting a couple of takes, but the rest of the members of Fiveness making sure to stay around. They've not been removed from the map, they're still definitely close to the zones, they're putting a lot of pressure on, not letting a lot of points go down, and ready to push back in, which hasn't allowed Supernova to get a big lead, but Arashi going all the way in and trying to just remove them now. He wants them to get, he wants to get them out of this game, push all the way up, and take control for his team, which what we're going to do. On an angle right now, trying to put some pressure on, but forced backwards by a lot of damage, doesn't want to get taken out, especially with that ink arm already. If you get picked off with that ink arm already, your team loses a lot. As a member of the Fiveness will go down. Those dual sculptures not being alive, and the Splash-O-Matic as well. A splashdown coming through will take out 3 members, allowing Supernova to win another team fight. Some specials ready, but unfortunately, Arashi getting taken out halfway for Zinc Armor.
Yeah, unfortunately so, and that is just going to leave the Kenza Slosher Machine. And it was interesting to note that in between all of that, despite the fact that Fiveness lost 2 players almost immediately in that exchange, they had enough time to wrestle the zone away temporarily to put those penalty points on, and they've obviously wrestled control back out again as they get forced out of position thanks to the Rapid. The burst post coming out there, and the Torpedo just about hops on forward, tries to play a little bit aggressively, but not going to find the pick that they were looking for. They are going to linger on that left-hand side and just relay where the Tri-Slosher is going as they head on back towards the middle. Look at how, speaking of aggressive, the Splatter Shot is all the way in the base.
I think what I've loved seeing from Kage Man this game, he's really been taking advantage of, the bumps on the enemy sides of the squad. And he's been hiding around it, being hard to remove like we saw from Kimmer in the other game, and putting a lot of pressure on, and, being a real nuisance for Supernova to deal with, and he just takes people out, puts a lot of pressure on. It's really, really good, and it's not allowed Supernova to yet take the lead, even though it's felt like they've had control of mid for the longer portion of the game. What I love to see about Fiveness and a lot of these Japanese teams, they're just constantly putting paint pressure on the zones. They're not allowing themselves to get picked off, which doesn't allow Supernova to actually take the lead. Zero, though, doing his special, walking all the way forwards into that charger. He wants to remove these people, not letting them take control, and now that is going to be white on the side of Fiveness, allowing Supernova to take full control, finally get a lot of points on the board, and hopefully for them get the lead. But, Fiveness are definitely not going to want to get fully taken out here, not allowing anyone into their base and trying to get back in before that lead is taken with these missiles.
You left that jump a little bit too late there, my friends, but they are going to get caught out by the missiles. Tetsu does at least get the splashdown and also gets the direct with the Slosher Machine, and shockingly keeps it in their favor. They're down to a point, but they're going to lose it just at the last second, and Control wrestled away from them. They are still very much on this point as awful as both teams do commit with all players as we lose the Splash-O-Matic in the midst of all of that.
Yeah, the Splash-O-Matic will go down, and the Duelist Culture again going down, which allows you guys to respond, but unfortunately the machine goes a bit too far forward, getting spotted out again by Kageman. Kageman getting a lot of value right now, getting 2, but Arashi just staying back, realizing he can take advantage of the train and taking him out. Will be coming to the Galaxy team go forward, 2 down on the side of Fiveness, but they still have the lead, you know, they still have that 1-point lead, and it's only 40 seconds left the game. If they keep playing how they do, and they keep stopping them just before they push over that line, it's going to be really good, especially getting that pick on 0 on Arashi will allow them to move straight back in to reclaim the zones, but Xkira getting taken out by Chara on that rapid. He really doesn't want to lose control of the zones, but Earth has something else to say about it. Very, very nice like from him, moving forwards and retaking control of the zone, not allowing Supernova to get that lead. 3 members down, they're going to need a big, big push in the last 20 seconds to take this game off of Fiveness.
Yeah, and they don't have any of their specials charged up. Splatterscope does have the Circuit Bomb launcher. That's Earth. They are just sticking on the top part of the ramp for the time being as the Slosher Machine goes down again. Baller is coming out. That will likely go and try and push Earth a little bit further back. They're not going to lose control though, and they're going to keep this hold nice and tidy, and they will take the win, albeit by a point, yes, but it's a win nonetheless.
It's a win, and I really love the style that Fiveness played that game. I could argue that if we were able to look at Splat now, we saw the exact kills and deaths, that potentially Supernova were able to get more splats that game overall. But I think Fiveness were just always staying around, always keeping control of the zones, not allowing themselves to be removed often at all, kept them the lead. And I think that style of just, you know, making sure they always have paint control of the zones is something that definitely differs from the way a lot of teams play in the West, and that's what won them the game. And, you know, something that Supernova probably don't play against too often, playing against a lot of Western teams, and makes it really, really hard to take that first game in the series as Fiveness go up 1-0 on their comfort mode, which is Splat Zones, and now we're moving over to Clan Blitz on the Reef.
Yep, so a very different mode coming up. We go from the sort of like the condensed turf war to the, well, it's clams, it's going to be everywhere, and it's going to be absolutely in your face. Hopefully we do not see a disconnect on Clan Blitz like we did on the previous set.
Sure.
You never know on this one. I mean, especially because of the fact that Supernova did start off so well. It's actually interesting to note that throughout most of that match, it seemed like neither team were really ticking on points. Like, they had their initial burst, but then it's almost like we had like 3 minutes of just stalemate where neither team could really get past the penalty points.
I think what I loved is in that stalemate, even though it looked like Supernova always had that mid-control and always had that little bit of advantage, Fiveness just never let them really take it, you know. They were always just kind of like pulling them away at last second. They were just about to reach it. It felt like they were so close to reaching that lead, and then Fiveness always just stopped them, and they never allowed them to take it, which just, you know, closed up the game. And we're gonna have to see how that sort of playstyle is going to differ, or how they're going to play going into Clan Blitz on the Reef, because definitely a very different amount of mode to Splatoon on Black Skate Park. I agree with you there.
Yeah, just a little bit. Might see a weapon change or two as well. It was also interesting to see in that Splatoon match that every now and then you were just like, oh yeah, they're safe, and then suddenly Blaster just quickly reminds you, it's like, yeah, please don't forget about my AoE, because I don't need to directly hit you. As long as I chip you, my teammates will do the rest, and that's the most important part. But don't know if we'll see a Blaster coming out again. Oh, we do actually.
We do see that weapon come out again. The Rapid Blaster from Chara. I mean, it is his comfort pick. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it on all map modes. But we see Zero switch over to the L3D, flexing with these shooters right now, and Fiveness switching up the couple lot, take out the Kenza Pro, something we didn't see too often, but I can't tell if that. Okay, no. For a second I thought that was a disconnect. I couldn't tell it was a bit blurry, but no, the Tri-Saucer is going to be taken down, which allows him to get the first advantage. But Arashi falls into a trap as 2 members of Fiveness take him out and take control of this spot.
Yeah. I'm also a little bit curious, like, no, yes, we've been seeing the Tri-Saucer, but the fact that it's the custom Tri-Saucer coming out, not the custom, the Novoir, you know what I mean, it's the one with InkStorm. Just seeing that one come out instead of Incom is always an interesting choice. Yes, you can at least stall out and force the opponents to go around it, but I'm not even sure if it will work too well on Clan Blitz as the splats come out thick and fast. Earth already with a football, Inkball up, and it's just the ends up left, and that is going to be a free goal.
Oh, that is going to be a free goal, and only 1 member left of Fiveness, but 0 members left on Supernova, allowing them to get some free scores in. They're backing off now. They don't want to get taken out. They want to keep control of it. But actually, they're going back in. They were just allowing jumps to get in. I couldn't see due to the super jump, but they allow one of their teammates to get in, putting some more pressure on it, getting out some more clams in. Everyone looking at that splash now. Maybe other teams get through and get some clams. Really nice splash one, but doesn't get quite the clams. It doesn't quite get to the clams in time. And Supernova will get the punishment they need to try and reclaim mid. Kenza Pro goes down as they do push up with the armor now, and this is very very, very nice for Supernova to try and take control of that next push.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was just like 4 clams just immediately gifted to them on a platter. If they don't go in the barrier, they just immediately form the football. And I think they've got 2 on the field as a result. Missiles will come out and gets the splat on Icarus. So that's 1 down. And they are going for the push. 1 going on the right-hand side. It is going to make it or actually get the score. But the rest of them are being held back here. Finally, they do break free. Will Kata get this in? No, they cannot. Stopped on the line.
Unfortunately, Chara stopped on the line, which does leave 2 members of Supernova to go down, which means the Fiveness are going to be pushing it back in right now. They still have mid control. Kage Man just always on the sides, looking for something here, as he does back off, doesn't want to lose control, doesn't want to lose himself, sorry, as he goes back to mid to take control and help his team. Breaking those torpedoes, unfortunately does blow up and takes control of the area, but the Booyah Bomb now going to be pushed, looking for something with this bomb to go in. It throws it very, very far, as an inkjet flight from 0, I believe, will take out the charger, and Fiveness now are going to have to push onto this flat to try and find some pressure. Do get a bomb rush going off to try and find some ink control, but 4 members of Supernova alive with the ink armor will push into Fiveness and maybe take them out, but Kageman's still staying around and taking out the Bamboo, so it's really looking good for Fiveness right now.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 down as well. The Bamboo and the Zap going down as Icarus does get another score on the side of Fiveness. And it's just going to be a nice little flank from, I can't quite see who that was, but oh gosh, and that was a super jump as well. Gets the score and sends it right back down to 20. It is a wipe at the very least, but in all fairness, that's the damage done already.
The damage done already, getting it all the way down to 20 points is really, really nice on this map mode. It can be hard to set up some big pushes, but you know, Arashi right now is just trying to stay in their base, put a lot of pressure on with Chara and the Bamboos are pushing left and taking out the Tri-Slash. All the Tri-Slash are getting a crucial trade onto Arashi. Will leave it in a 3v3 situation, not allowing Supernova to get a crazy push. They do get the punish onto Kage Man, that is allowing them to push forwards now with 2 power clams, but 2 members of Fiveness going down. It's going to leave Supernova in a good situation, but no specials to really open this push until Kara gets the ball up, but walking forward a bit too early. I'm not too sure about that play now. Fiveness going to recontrol mid, but Supernova go down a lot of clams and players.
Yeah, they've lost control of both of those footballs, and they're almost going to immediately despawn as a result. And look at how aggressive Shosta is being with the Tri-Slash. They're probably going to get the splat on 0 and does so. It's just the end up left and quickly motioning forward this way. I don't really think they have the clams to do so. They just need 1 more. They finally get it, and that is the score. That is surely going to be past the penalty point. No, not quite on this occasion actually. I don't think they've got any more clams. They're finally coming in now with a few more. Lands it into 17, but finally the defense of Supernova does hold strong. But if that goes through, finally they do actually get the splat. Never mind.
Just trying to be a bit cheeky there with the power clam and find something. I think that play was a little bit too ambitious there. It does get taken out, but unfortunately, 0 getting taken out. Miss Inkjet. These Inkjets always going to get constantly timed. Unfortunately, getting taken out all the time, not finding too much value, as Fiveness are always there with the punish, allowing them to recontrol mid now and start getting a push forward. Exakira will be finding this 1v1 with the L3 player, and they do take them out. Exakira just on the side right now, looking for another, but watching 3 people will be taken out. In the last few seconds of the game, Supernova has a man advantage, but with only 20 clams on the board against their push of 17, they're going to need to come up big here to secure this game win.
They certainly do, and they're trying to find a way through. Can they get the double dunk in? They do get the double dunk. Hits it onto the halfway mark. They've got 10 seconds to go, but they've only got 2 players left on the field. Make that 1, make that a wipe, it's over. That is definitely going to be over, and Fiveness will take the second match.
Yeah, Fiveness will take the second match, and another game where it felt like Fiveness really had control of that one. More than the other one, it felt like they had really, really good control. They knew what they were doing, but that game, it felt like they had control. They knew what they were doing. They knew when to push, and they were shutting down the defenses really well. It felt like it was really hard for Supernova to find, a big push getting in now. And now Fiveness up 2-0 in a best of 5. They only need 1 game to bring it home. They only need to win 1 out of the next 3 games, whereas Supernova need a clean reverse sweep to bring this back to Fiveness.
Yeah, I was going to say Supernova need to do everything in their power to make sure that they do not go out in the early stages of the double elimination set as we prepare ourselves for Rainmaker Snapper Canal. And both of these matches so far, they have gone the distance. We haven't seen either team get a KO. Do you reckon it'll be the same going into Rainmaker?
Same going to Rainmaker. I mean, I think it's going to be hard to say because I feel like the last 3 map modes we've seen all operate fairly differently from each other. So, but I definitely think we're going to see Bamboozler picks on this map. I think Bamboozler does really, really, really well on this map mode. So we're definitely going to see that, but I'm not sure about the KO. But It's definitely going to be interesting to see here for what these teams will go for. I think we'll probably see Zero. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him move over to a comfort pick like the Octo Shot. I think he always likes to do that, you know, when he's down 2. Maybe even the Kenzo Pro, the weapon that he claimed 3000 X power that he got so famous for originally. So we'll have to see what they go for moving stuff in our Rainmaker.
Yeah, sometimes it's quite the power move if you're like 2 down in the set and you just sort of like, oh, you know what, I'm just going to switch to a completely different weapon. And sometimes it works out, and sometimes it becomes like a bit of a meme as a result, where it's just like, oh yeah, you changed to that weapon one time, now we expect you to do that all the time when you're like 2-0 down. It's like, but it's the, like, if you have the confidence to go for it, then sure, why not? But at the same time, you need to make sure that you can work around with your team as a result of that, because the last thing you want to do is to change your role too drastically.
Oh, for sure, for sure. You don't want to change things around in the last seconds, you know, especially if you've been prepping a certain style in scrims for, you know, weeks leading up to this, and then you change it all up. It can be pretty jarring for the rest of your team, even if you feel comfortable yourself. So, well, it's definitely going to be interesting to see. I think, and whatever I was going to say just completely left me right there and then. So, there was something. Oh yeah, one thing that I'd love to see with Supernova going forward is I think we saw Inkjet being popped by itself all the time. I think Inkjet can find a lot of value, but I really want to see Inkjet being popped with another special. You know, you can pop it with a Cloud flag chip damage, you can pop it with missiles for that pressure and chip damage, pop it with a Stingray, pop it with an armor for the bulk, and it really gets a lot of value. But when you're popping the Inkjet alone, you just can't find the same value if the team can play around you well enough. You know, if the team's not playing around you, sure, you might get a lot of value, but if a team like Fiveness is kiting you so hard and you have no one popping a special with your Inkjet, you're not going to find much value. But no Inkjet's actually seen. We've seen a Zero Umbrella come out. A very unexpected pick going in here, but as 2 go down on side of Supernova.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not just the one with the umbrella either, we've got 2, we've got 1 on either side, as Tetsu is gonna get another splat with the bamboo. She hasn't actually popped on either side yet, but suddenly the 4-2 advantage is on Supernova side, as they try to force up 3-on-1 on someone just retreating back there, and Tetsu is gonna grab the Rainmaker, and we are going straight up onto the left-hand side, but unfortunately, that is gonna be immediately stopped, thanks to the Splatoscope.
However well your team is pushing up and however well it looks for you, a clean snipe from a charger can always close things out. And Earth having that clean snipe they need, they're going to be popping this Rainmaker now, probably leading into other teammates to have this Stingray, no, realizing the other teammates are already too far forward, so going to be grabbing it well, you know, realized by their teammates. Using that bomb rush to get some space, but unfortunately, teammate player going down on the side of Fiveness, but the lead is definitely not unfortunate at all. Earth just walking all the way forward, getting 35. It's a nice push, definitely winnable push, but you know, again, Stabka now, we've seen things go a lot further, but you can win off this push. I'm not saying it's a 1 push, it's not like a push to 2, but it's still looking very, very good on the side of Fiveness, especially with this Stingray ready to maybe go back into the stalling defensive mode we've seen them pull out when they get these sort of leads.
Yep, and Stingray is indeed going to come out, and that does take the Rainmaker out, and oh no, we've had a swimmer! We had somebody go down, and that's going to be a wipe as a result. Oh, there's a time and a place to go for a dip, and I'm afraid on the double elimination tournament, when you're 2-0 down, it is not the time.
Yeah, we can see here right now the Inkjet and the bomb rush being pushed popped at the same time. Just put some pressure on, not letting people get forward, but unfortunately not finding any picks. The Umbrella player, in fact, will be taken out, and there goes the T-Tech player too. Chara finding one, but a bit too far forwards, gets taken out, and Arashi now does go forwards. Only Chara getting taken out will allow Supernova to push forward, pop the Rainmaker, and go with the team. Arashi, no one to pick up as he does have his Incarnate special ready. Really nice snowball to allow your team to go forward, especially when there's no specials yet ready on the side of Fiveness, so if they can catch them right now before they charge anything up, that could be really, really good, but Chara going down is not what you want to see.
Nope, they're committed to the left-hand side as well, and unfortunately, every single time Supernova lose the Rainmaker, it's a majority wipe almost immediately. In fact, there is indeed a wipe at this point. It's like they're slowly trying to come out with a different strategy, but each and every time, they sort of like a half commit to one specific side, and then when they finally do end up moving, they just all go down as Earth is going to pick up the Rainmaker and immediately start pushing, gets caught by the torpedo, and it is going to get the splat.
A torpedo on a Rainmaker can be really, really frustrating to deal with. Your weapon not the best equipped to deal with it if you're on the Rainmaker, and it can just destroy you like that. Chara now popping the ball off, gonna be backing up, realizing, alright, I'm not gonna take a close engagement with the shooter, I'm gonna back up, allow my team to go in and take it out. Very, very nice. Picking up the Rainmaker now, and 2 down on the side of Fiveness is really, really what they need to do to go forward. They're now pushing up the left side. A lead definitely double Supernova as they take it. Very nice play from Chara taking the lead. Trying to dodge Cargo Man, but not quite doing it. They will be taking out the push ending here, but a very, very nice lead from Supernova. Zero stalling this fight out, doesn't want to get taken out, but eventually will be taken out by Cargo Man as they do push up on this fight now, hoping to find some more pressure going onto the side. Not quite going onto the side of Supernova as they now. Okay, Cargo Man is dead just basically.
It's like they know exactly what it is. Like they can just about hear you just somewhere, and they're like, no, I'm going to make sure I do the exact opposite of what my wonderful caster is saying. But the push with 1.5 minutes left on the clock, it's still very much doable for Earth. They just need to find a way of scoring 6 more points. But that is going to get caught again with the suction bomb on hand to at least pop this and maybe force this to go a little bit further. 3-3 on the side, both teams losing their respective brothers, which you just hate to see. Bowler is going to come out and force her to quickly vacate that area of the middle.
Yeah, it will lead them to four-star area. Fiveness, though, looking for the flank right now is Execura. Going on to the charger, will take them out. Takes out 2, and that's going to lead their teammate to take out a 3rd. That was a really, really nice opening play. They're forced out of mid, but they're moving all the way around very, very quickly. I love seeing these fast plays. No, no hesitation. Always going for the fast, instant decision-making play, which allows them to move forward. Going to need some more picks. They want to get the lead now, though, because this is a big lead of 29.
Yeah, 40 seconds left on the clock. They've got a fair bit to go to get that back into contention, but they're losing numbers thick and fast. It's just the Inkjet that's left as everybody else is spawning back in. So currently it is just about under control for Supernova. They don't have the turf coverage, and they are going to grab the Rainmaker with 20 seconds left to go. They're going to take it as far into the corner as possible. You really don't want to be keeping it there, because here comes a little bit of a flank. It's a bit of a pincer maneuver, and they are going to lose it. It's just the end zap with 10 seconds to go, and that's the last thing they need.
Trying to stall the Rainmaker, but Fiveness knowing exactly how to just pinch them and take it out now. This is looking very scary for Supernova, but they all spawned at the same time. No one's getting staggered, and they have the armor, so they can push out together to try and stop this push from Fiveness. One player on Fiveness pushed up very, very far alone, and will get taken out. Zero, though, doing the same, but he gets the trade on the Rainmaker, and a trade on the Rainmaker wins you the game. Supernova getting footing in this series, setting up the reverse sweep, and that was really, really well done. I love seeing Zero, instead of going for the comfort pick, we see him on the Umbrella. Something, not that he did very, very well, but something you might not expect out of Zero.
Yeah, and to be fair, they got the splat when they needed it most. They committed into that 3v1, knowing full well if they took down the Rainmaker, that's all they needed to do. So sacrifice not in vain indeed. It keeps Supernova in this set 2-1 as we now go into tower control. And if tower control on Anchovy Games is anything like we saw in the previous set, bearing in mind that Supernova now have the potential to take this to a match 5, we could see yet another close game in this tower, because Supernova are not done just yet.
Definitely not done just yet, and I think Tower Control Anchovy Games could definitely be another map that favors the weapons of Supernova. So maybe going to this map mode, a weapon that I'd say does well with the Bamboozler, does well with the K-Rapids, favors that sort of, those sort of ranged weapons that, aren't, super, super slow, I think could do really well. Brella, again, I think does well here. Maybe we see a simpler comp come out, a similar comp come out from Supernova here. It could be really, really effective. We'll have to see going into this map mode what both teams are going to pick and how Fiveness are going to deal, losing that game and allowing Supernova to get footing in the series.
I mean, they won't panic too much. They are still in the driver's seat. They still know that just one more victory is all that they need to be able to hop on forward.
In Bassano on channel 11, Bellevue on channel.
What in the world? Okay, I'm not so sure what I was all about, but there you go.
I believe that might have been an accident, unfortunately, for someone enjoying the voice of right? We will be just hanging around right now, seeing what these teams will be going for. Sorry, that kind of threw me off a bit. But yeah, we're going to be sitting around here just seeing what the teams are going to go for before we go into Tower Control Anchovy Games. Just chilling around, seeing what's going to be going on. But definitely a map that I think could favor Supernova and a weapon. So if they can tie these series up 2-2, then, I mean, if we can get another InkStorm game like we saw last time, then that would be a treat.
It would be amazing. I mean, come on. Two best of fives going the distance in 2 sets in a row. You'd love to see that happen, as we're going to see that scope coming in yet again. We're not going to see a double Brella this time round. Supernova not going to bring that. Going to bring the Zap and the Octaship back in with the Bamboozler and stick in, of course, with that K Pro Rap. Not K Pro, it's just the K Rapid. It's not the Pro version at all.
Yeah, the Kenza Rapid Blaster, but unfortunately, Zero getting taken out very, very early, and Supernova playing very, very passive back on the flat will allow Fiveness to get a lot of space as they're already moving forward, playing very, very fast into this one. They've claimed mid, they've taken space, they're bomb rushing on the left side, the Brella causing a lot of attention to be taken to the left, but not much capitalization of the rest of Fiveness as one of the members gets taken down. Only the HP and the Challenger now, which will allow Supernova to push back into mid and get a push going. Fiveness now pushed up, are going to need to find some sort of defense here. They don't lose too much control going into this next engagement.
Yeah, and also a quick mention to the fact that we do have the H3 Nozzle Nose D coming out on the side of Fiveness, which is I always like to see the slightly longer variant of the Nozzle Nose coming out, and the Stingray is going to just pick up shop once again, get the splat and force the tower back towards the middle. 76 to 79, neither team breaking the first checkpoint on their first respective push.
No, neither team getting too much footing right now, but Zero definitely looking at footing, but very, very nice play bomb from Earth. That's why you like to have the spot bomb on the charger, because when Zero's going on these crazy aggressive flanks, even if he takes you out, you can get that trade and shut down the push. But I mean, you can't shut down the entire team's push. You have Supernova all the way pushed up on the plat right now with 4 aggressive weapons. They're going to find a lot of value. These missiles are popped alone, but they will be finding some value. But unfortunately, Charo gets taken out by the social bomb on the H3 player. But this Inkjet probably put a lot of pressure on this H3 and not quite finding it. Very, very nice play. Ooh, exit. Kiro looking clean on this H3. That was really, really well played. And I mean, so, you know, every now and then you just like to see those clean H3 plays, and that's exactly what we saw at Fiveness full stop.
Yeah, that was absolutely beautiful. Gets the double splat and sets up the third with their teammates on tow. It was absolutely perfect, and it puts them right back into contention as they finally take control of the tower. They're going to wrestle it into the middle just for the time being, as Kuda is going to push on all the way forward. Gets the splat on Zero as well. Are they going to continue with their splatting spree? Yes, they absolutely are. And actually it goes down, and they're pushing all the way forward. This could be checkpoint 1 done and dusted for Fiveness now as well. 2 hop on, and now it's their turn to commit to the full push. And I think they may take lead for this if they're not careful.
I take lead from this, but 2 members going down and Supernova capitalizing very quickly. Earth getting all the way out there, does not want to be taking out the Stingray. You know, we see Earth play very aggressively, but I think when they have the Stingray ready, they then like, okay, I don't want to get taken out right now. They get all the way out of there. Zero right now looking to take control of it, has the Inkjet and the armor and the baller from the side of Supernova to push up and try and find some gas. Very well placed bomb, but Inkjet a bit too early. Does take it again by Exikura. We've seen some H3s with good aim play aggressively before. You know, we've seen Abito, we've seen Saber, we've seen all these players, but Exikura bringing it to the west right now and showing how solid you can be if you can, you know, have solid aim on the H3.
Absolutely, and they've got Ink Armor set up and ready to go, and pops it for the benefit of their team. Just about avoids the charger pick, does go down on the second time of asking. The Tetsu is going to keep their team very much alive. Inkjet is going to retreat on back. Earth on the tower does get caught once again by the Bamboozler, so Supernova finally getting into a little bit of a rhythm, keeps the lead just about 4 points in it. Look at how many splats going down on either side. 2 to 1 there was the advantage for Supernova, and with that, it's going to go back towards the middle.
Also reminds me of Splat Zone's Black Belly Skate Park right now, but flipped around. We see Supernova get the early lead, and then they're just stalling it out. Fiveness are getting a lot of pushes, they're getting a lot of mid-control, but Supernova always there, stalling it out, not letting get the lead, always just taking away from them last second, but they do get another push going right now, so they might be looking for another push. They do get 2 picks, so yeah, this will be a situation to give them a push, but Zero getting taken down, but it's only Earth left. A charger by itself with no support can be scary to play, so they will be back out, trying to find a pick, throwing some bombs around, and they do have some space to do so, but the members of Supernova backing up, they don't want to be taken down by Earth and the charger, as they do get a further lead going with this push down with the pressures.
Yep, and into checkpoint 2, so just a little bit more harder for Fiveness to come back to. Stingray is going to come out to try and force the team off, but crucially, Supernova do break checkpoint 2, and with the Stingray gone, Tetsu is going to hop onto the tower. There's only, again, the Spider Scope remaining, and missiles are charged and ready to go, and you know they'll get fired the second the rest of the team spawn back in. Everyone is literally on the tower here, and they're past checkpoint 3. This could be a KO if they hold on, and it is, my friends. We have match 5 yet again.
Is this going to be the reverse from Supernova or the shutdown from Fiveness? Supernova playing so well on these last 2 games. That map mode looked so good for them. They were always in control. They got their first push, they got the lead, they shut down all the pushes, always in control, and as soon as they found the opening to go for another big push, they went for it and they ran for it. Zero on his comfort pick, having a monster game before going into Splat Zone's Inkblot Academy, and I mean, this is the map mode that no one dislikes. It's so neutral, so we could see another crazy game. We could see the West bring it back with the reverse sweep. We could see Fiveness clutch it out, but I know that this last game is going to be exciting, and I mean, we have another map where Supernova have some weapons that could do really well, but I almost see it like I saw the last set, you know, the weapons from Supernova do really well on this map mode, but the comfort of Fiveness on Splat Zones might just be the clutch they need to stop the reverse sweep.
I mean, it is a general reoccurring theme that Japanese teams are very consistent when it comes to Splat Zone. So there's always that kind of intimidation factor on top of that. But Supernova have done the hard part here. They've came from 2-0 down, and you know full well that, again, going into this match, they're going to have so much momentum. And if anyone could spring an upset right now, it probably would be Supernova. And to be fair, reverse sweeps, when they do happen, they're always very satisfying.
Yes, reverse sweeps are always great to watch, but I mean, being on a receiving end of one and on the side doing it, it can feel so exciting and so happy to do. But the crushing defeat of knowing you had 3 games in a row you could have taken on and you didn't take on any can be so crushing as a team. I feel like we've seen a lot of reverse sweeps recently. We saw, I think it was WFP, the Japanese tournament the other day. Gru almost managed to make it into finals. They could have maybe taken the tournament and fell in a crushing reverse sweep. It can be really disheartening. So, hopefully for Fiveness, they don't feel that crushing, but hopefully Supernova, they can feel, the hype of taking out reverse sweep, because a reverse sweep is a great way to start a loser's run. Let's just put it that way.
It certainly is, as we are now slowly going up for that Art Academy match. And knowing full well that, we've pretty much seen a general consistent theme of weapons here, and we're going to probably see that again. And on to the show, we'll see the Brawler coming out again for Supernova. I think they'll just leave it be, and they are indeed going to do so. Bamboo coming back out, and that Nozzle Nose is going to come back out on the side of Fiveness, so clearly liking the fact that it worked pretty nicely for them. Even though they didn't get the win, that Nozzle Nose was incredibly consistent.
We're seeing a lot of painting weapons coming outside of Fiveness. I feel like Supernova, pretty much all of them on very comfortable picks for them. They're on their favorite weapons, apart from potentially Arashi. But we see Fiveness play a lot of painting weapons. We might see, like we saw on on Black Belly, just paint the zone. But not if Supernova are going to take this aggressive control like this and move forward themselves. Just getting so many kicks. You can't take the zone if your members are down. But Target Men walking forward, not letting his members be down. Only Kara left alive as Fiveness will win the first engagement, take control of their zone, getting a wipe, and they're going to be moving forward if they've been playing as fast as they have the other games.
Yeah, and the team spawn will be a little bit staggered here as well for Supernova, so they'll need to figure out how they want to play this, if they want to come out and attack from either side. Not going to be the case on this occasion. InkStorm is ready to go as well, and off it goes. Straight back in towards the base, and Missiles having to quickly retreat us a little bit, but sticks to the side, not going to give up that much ground, and immediately starts wailing on up on the top part of our podium, and already past the halfway mark. They do finally lose 2, but Arashi is going to go down, and that is, again, good consistent plays here from Charles.
Remember, Supernova go down though, bringing it back. Fiveness might be able to back in here, but I don't think they quite have the space required to go back in. As soon as a team takes the turf, they take the space. Even if you don't have specials, you can't go back in. So Zero's going to use the special to try and shut them out here, try and lock them out. But again, using special alone, not quite finding a pick, but finding the distraction he needs to allow the Charger player to go down. Soshi though, gone all the way in right into Distilleries, but all pushed back into the missiles. Supernova now going to most likely get the lead as 2 members of Fiveness go down. This haste, 3 though on the side. Back and forth, as Supernova do now take control of the zone.
Yeah, Supernova, it was like stopped with 2 points left, and you just thought for a split second it might go the other way again, but no, Supernova now finally carrying that momentum all the way through. A suction bomb from Arashi is going to catch them off guard as well, and they're past 20 here. The reverse sweep is on the verge of happening, but they are going to lose 1 person here. Spascope goes down. That's a wasted attempt to go for that special, and Supernova are gonna complete the reverse sweep. They've done it. They've came back from 2-0 down and get the KO in zones of all modes.
Supernova finally finding their comfort in the last few games. You saw, all the other games, even the game, the game 3, that brought them the first series in the reverse sweep, felt kind of uncomfortable. It felt close. It was back and forth. It felt like they might have not taken Rainmaker Snapper, but after that, it felt like pure dominance on tower control, Anchovy, and Inkblot Art Academy zones from Supernova. They played so clean, they played so well, and they eliminate Fiveness from the tournament, pulling themselves through, cleaning up the reverse sweep and setting themselves up. That was their first game in the losers bracket, but they're getting ready for the losers bracket run. They have a tough road ahead though. Spicy Boys and FT win going forwards. They're gonna need a lot of a lot of strength to be able to get through that, but that is going to be Supernova taking it to Fiveness so strong. And do remember,